A man came to the I Ching with a question. Could he reconcile with his ex-girlfriend? At first, this appears to be a straightforward yes or no question, but the hexagram did not focus only on whether the two could get back together. Two different methods of identifying the woman both pointed to the same hidden difficulty. She appeared to have other romantic possibilities around her. So the deeper question was not simply whether he could win her back. Even if they reconciled, would this relationship ever become stable or happy? To understand this case, we need to look beyond the surface question. Traditional Chinese I Ching divination is not simply about reading the judgment and line text of the Zhouyi. For thousands of years, practitioners in China developed structured methods for interpreting hexagrams through images, numbers, and texts. Today, we will explore how this traditional system analyzes this real case. This is the first case study in the 2026 I Ching case study series on I Ching Stream Substack. The divination was cast on May 16, 2024, and the hexagram obtained was 44. Go changing to 59. Huan. To understand this case, we need to look beyond the names of the two hexagrams. In 6 lines divination, a relationship question can sometimes be examined from more than one analytical angle. Rather than selecting one angle and ignoring the others, an experienced reader looks for corroboration. If different methods independently point to the same structure, the judgment becomes much stronger. That is exactly what happens in this case. The first overall warning is the primary hexagram, 44. Go, which is traditionally regarded as highly inauspicious for a man asking about a relationship. The detailed line structure then shows why. First, because the querent is a man, the wife and wealth line, abbreviated as WW in our chart, represents the ex-girlfriend. In this hexagram, the WWC wood line is hidden beneath the second line. It is resting and constrained, coincides with the black tortoise, and forms compatibility with the visible M waterline above it, which is called the flying line. The hidden position and the black tortoise both suggest that important information surrounding the woman was not open or easy for the querent to see. Her compatibility with the flying line also suggests another connection or another choice around her. Taken together, these signs indicate that the ex-girlfriend was not emotionally straightforward or fully available to the querent, and that someone else was likely present around her. I Ching Stream is the first platform dedicated to systematically bringing Chinese I Ching divination texts, methods, and case studies to a global audience. For thousands of years, Chinese practitioners have developed and refined practical methods of I Ching divination, based on images, numerical systems such as Najia method, and text. Before I Ching Stream, this practical tradition was largely inaccessible to international readers, because there was no systematic English presentation of these classical manuals, methods, and case studies. Building this foundation requires years of study because of the specialized language and technical knowledge preserved in these texts. Over the past several years, we have translated and organized important works such as Zenshan Bu Yi, Mu Shi Zhen Zong, Yi Mao, and other historical manuals, making these resources available to students, researchers, and practitioners around the world. If you would like to start learning this tradition systematically, our I Ching Divination, a practical study roadmap, is available through the link below this video. Now, let's continue with the analysis of this case. Now let us examine the second analytical angle. The host line represents the man who asked the question, while the corresponding line represents his ex-girlfriend. The host is the first line parents be Earth. The corresponding line is the fourth line officials and ghosts G Fire. The corresponding line is active and transforms into parents H Earth. Relative to the host B Earth, this transformed H Earth can represent another man. The top line L Earth is also activated through clash by the daily command. This covert movement points to an additional male figure or romantic possibility. We now have two independent analytical routes leading to the same conclusion. The hidden wife and wealth line suggests another connection around the woman. The host and corresponding analysis also reveals other male figures. The structure therefore suggests that she did not lack potential partners or alternative choices. There is also a more direct obstruction between the two people. The siblings K-meta line is active between the host and corresponding lines. In this position, it forms an obstacle between them. In a relationship question, an active siblings line can also represent a competitor. This means that even if the querent managed to reconcile with her, competition or another romantic connection could still destabilize the relationship afterward. The emotional quality of the possible reunion was also unfavorable. The second line, descendants in water, coincides with the black tortoise. It is monthly broken, overcome by the daily command, fallen, and without root. The corresponding line, G fire, which also functions as the source god of the host, is in harm with the host line. This is not the structure of a genuinely happy reunion. It suggests a relationship in which the querent may know that continuing is unwise, yet still feel compelled to pursue it. The later feedback was limited, and it did not confirm one specific boyfriend. However, it did confirm the broader pattern shown in the hexagram. The ex-girlfriend was still in school. Whenever she went home during school breaks, she stopped responding to the querent. He did not know her circumstances very well and consistently found her behavior mysterious. She also got along quite well with the boys in her class. This matched the pattern of hidden information and multiple male connections around her, without requiring us to claim more than the feedback actually established. This case teaches an important lesson about structure I Ching divination. A reading is not strong merely because one symbol can be interpreted in a convenient way. Here, the judgment becomes persuasive because two separate analytical methods corroborate one another, and several additional lines reinforce the same conclusion. It also shows why a relationship judgment should not stop at the question of whether reconciliation is technically possible. The more important issue may be whether the relationship can become stable, trustworthy, and emotionally beneficial after the reunion. In this case, the hexagram gave a clear warning. As for the final choice, that remained the querent's own decision. This case shows that traditional I Ching divination is much more than simply reading the judgment and line texts. It also involves the study of images and practical methods such as najia, which reveal deeper information within the hexagram. If you enjoy real I Ching case studies, subscribe to I Ching Stream. You can find more detailed case studies, written analysis, and additional resources through the links below this video, including our Substack archive. Let me know in the comments what kinds of cases you would like to see next. Relationships, career decisions, business questions, or other topics. We will continue sharing more examples from the traditional practice of Chinese I Ching divination.